Good morning, everyone. It's Jeff Fitzpatrick. It's Tuesday, 27th of May, 2025, and this is my weekly video log. Going to be a little bit different this week because every now and again I get a breakthrough in my investigations, research, and thinking that takes us a step forward. And this week I have one for you. And as a result, I've changed this front title of how I do things again. So we sell puts on and buy high quality, great value stocks with low stock buying power usage and that create income potential. That's what I do. That's one sentence that's got a huge amount behind it. So let's see what I've got this week. And we're going to do the usual. Look at the market, look at the stock picks, and look at the clubs. The stock picks this week are a little bit different, as we'll see. But first, the market. And here we've got a screenshot from the 16th of May and then one taken from the close of business on Friday, the 23rd. And a week ago, the market was still rising. Now it's turned, it's coming down again. You can see the indicators are pointing downwards. So we are in a little bit of a fall. Now we've got to the 20-day moving average, and it may well bounce off that. We don't know. I think it will be news driven. This week we've got a delay to the additional tariffs going on to the EU. It was announced after Friday's close, so that may well affect things. However, the trend is still certainly up. But as far as trading is concerned, I'll be just stepping back for a few days, at least a day or two, waiting to see the market turn again. And the clubs. So here we have it, my big news of the week. After a lot of work, I am now in a position to confirm how stock buying power and maintenance requirement both work. Now, please note, this is significantly different from my understanding to date and has had major implications for the way I trade. One of the main uses of stock buying power that I am interested in is forecasting how much each trade will use. That's to allow me to compare trades and to get the best value by minimizing the use of the available stock buying power. So I am sticking to the trades that collectively give me the best use of that limited stock buying power. Now, up to now, you can see on the panel on the right, that's a verification result for a trade going through, and there's a total cost figure near the bottom of it, 836.35. Up to now, we've been told to double that, multiply it by two to get a forecast of the amount of stock buying power used. I can tell you that that is completely wrong. If we double the cost of that 836.35, and this is a $14 strike price, July expiration put sale on TRIP, which is TripAdvisor. And that calculation gets us to $1,673 of stock buying usage per contract. The actual usage is $319, just 19% of what we were previously using in our calculations. So we could actually do 5 times as many contracts for the same amount of stock buying power as we were previously forecasting. That's how big the difference is. So what I found, first of all, on straightforward stock trades, when buying good quality stocks, the stock buying power is 25% of the stock price. And that being a percentage changes. The actual amount of stock buying power used changes as the stock price changes. The second part of it, which was more difficult to get to and a bigger revelation, was what happens to stock buying power when we sell puts. So the calculation to forecast the amount of stock buying power used is the strike price of the put times 25%. So that's just as though you were buying the stock. The stock buying power goes down by the same amount, but then minus the strike price less the stock price. So depending on where the stock price is, the result of that second part of the calculation can be a positive. That's if the stock price is below the strike price, or it can be an addition to the amount of stock buying power used if the stock price is actually above the strike price. And again, because we're using that calculation, the amount of stock buying power used by the trade changes as the stock price changes. You can't believe, but you will see how big a difference this makes. And you'll see it when we come to this week's stock picks and the ranking of those. The most favorable trades are now completely different from what they were. Later, I'm going to publish a video which explains this whole thing in great detail, everything you need to know about stock buying power and maintenance requirement, even if you didn't know that you needed to know it. My investigation has not only changed how I determine how much stock buying power trades will use, it's brought another significant change to my trading strategy. However, to learn that, you need to sign up to my training course. I'll give you more details towards the end of this video. And so to this week's picks. And I want to preface this by saying that I am not actually looking to trade in the next day or two anyway, until I see the market change back to an upward direction. And I wanted to do the picks anyway. Sometimes I would leave them, not do them for a day or two, but I wanted to do them anyway because I wanted to see what difference the new calculation of stock buying power usage would actually make. So if you remember, I'm looking at the charts. Everything that I look at the charts and the indicators. I'm also then looking for momentum. I'm looking for the stock price and the earnings to both be in upward trends. I'm looking for the company underlying the stock to be profitable. And I want exact scores of 1, 2, or 3. Strong buy, or at least hold. And I want value line timeless scores, again, of 1, 2, or 3. And then I want to see a positive commentary and analysis in value line. So this week's picks. So you'll see here a little table I put together, and the first column is that traditional calculation of total cost times 2, and then the next column, so you've got the ticker symbol, then you've got the annualized return on capital employed. And if I'd just been doing this as normal, I would have said, well, great, I've got GPN, Docs, ZTO, Cake, and Google, possibly CVS, are potential trades. However, now I'm looking at TRIP, VIST, EVER, GPN, ZTO, Cake, Docs, Google, ORI, CVS, QFIN, and USLM. That's it. Then it comes to a sudden cutoff. Because of the stock buying usage calculation, KINS and Root and GLDD wouldn't get a look in. Root might be slightly different because I can get a huge difference between the current price. I can go way down to get strike prices that give decent money. But you also note from this, there are now no cases where the annualized return on investment would be higher if I was to buy the stock and then just sell the call immediately. So here is the detail. And in all cases, I went for the third Friday in July as an expiration date, and the strike prices are at or below or very slightly above the stock price. So you've got the ticker symbols. Then the next column is the price as things were when the market closed on Friday. Then you've got the live price, the expiration date, the strike price, and the premium. Now, a good thing about this is that in my spreadsheet, as the price changes, so will change the stock buying power forecast automatically. So before I actually did any of these trades, I would have to go back in and just have another quick look at the charts. I would have to check what the The premium currently is, but the stock buying power part of the calculation will just calculate again automatically. So if you want to learn more about this, you need to join my trading course. Now, it's going to be around 10 weeks. It's about an hour a week. We've now done 4 weeks. So this is week 5. However, the first 4 weeks were recorded and edited. They are available both to new people joining so they can catch up and also to existing members so they can go back over things at whatever pace they want to go through. And normally, the training sessions take place on Thursdays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 6:30 in the evening UK. However, this week is half term and I'm changing things around a bit. So it may well be that it's on Wednesday, definitely won't be on Thursday, I'm away traveling. And it could be that it's a recorded one, but I'll notify everyone of that as we go forward. The course covers everything, basically everything that I know. And as I'm learning more, I'm putting it in. So we go exactly through how I find stocks, how we're beating the world's best traders. You have permanent access to recordings. It is only £250. You get that back through a single trade. It's started on the 1st of May. It's running at 3 and 6 p.m. The course has a WhatsApp group and you can access it to join up through myinvestmentclub.co.uk. On the front page, there's a button to get more details on how to do so. So if you missed it or if you aren't sure about joining it, I actually have made one of the recorded sessions, session 1, available. You can watch that and judge for yourself whether it's for you. That's also at myinvestmentclub.co.uk. And there is a Facebook group for all of the people that want to see what I'm doing, not just those on the course. That's called the Extraordinary Stock Trading System. If you haven't already, I'd be very pleased if you join us there. And if you're not already a member of one of my investment clubs, then again, myinvestmentclub.co.uk, you get all the details there. Each club has a WhatsApp group. They've got sort of 50 plus members generally. You can talk to all of them or any of them. You can be part of that group. You can come along and see a club meeting. You can ask me anything you wish. And if you then want to join, you can. I don't ask people to put a fortune in. I would like them to put in either a lump sum, generally £1,200 or more, or £100 a month. But I have members who put in well over 100,000. So, whatever is comfortable. In percentage terms, everyone gets the same return. Depends on how much they put in and how long it's been in for. And also, it means that those people without a great deal of money that they can put into trading can actually get access to the results that I get from selling puts. Normally, you have to have $25,000 minimum in a trading account to do that. So if you're starting a small account by yourself, you haven't got that access. Well, that's about it for this week. So if you're enjoying the half term too, enjoy. Talk to you soon.